Good morning, coffee moaners.
Good morning, coffee moaners. I hope you are well. I hope you are. What are you drinking this morning, sir?
I have a fine imbibation, sounds like a word,
Sounds like
of for coffee.
For coffee.
For coffee.
And I have got a mocha. That's chocolate and coffee protein drink. Delicious.
Oh, I like your top.
Oh, look.
I remember him.
Does this bring back happy memories?
Oh, yeah. Constant sex, bouncing
Oh,
around in
shut up.
Bristol.
Oh, shut up.
Falling around in the street.
So
yes.
Mark always used to buy me things from this.
What's his name? Paul Frank.
Paul Frank, yeah. And then lo and behold, and I used to always wear Paul Frank stuff, didn't I? Paul
It
Frank.
really makes me feel nostalgic.
Yeah.
For your breasts.
And so our eldest has suddenly said, oh, I love Paul Frank stuff. So, you know, my obsession that has been building over the last 6 months with Vinted. I cannot believe how brilliant Vinted is. I was looking for some stuff for her, I bought her something, and I bought this for me. Oh. Because I thought it was cute.
It really takes me back.
Yeah.
Oh.
To a place unfettered. Well, we weren't, because you were a raging alcoholic and I was fucked up.
Maybe you preferred me like that. Who knows? Morning, everyone. I'm wearing one with a cat.
He came down this morning. I said, what made you choose that particular T-shirt this morning?
What did it say? Wild at heart.
Because we're wild at heart. Bibbly, dibbly, ding, ding, ding. Bibbly, dibbly, ding, ding, ding. It's a song.
Oh, okay. Well,
do you know not for dibbly, dibbly?
That's very debatable.
What?
I've got your lip stuff all over my lips.
Count yourself lucky.
I do. I love that.
Many a fella
I'm going to hold that there.
Lipstick stuff on their lips.
All right. Fucking hell. Jesus. Fuck her up. Sorry, don't know where that come from. Love your T-shirt too, says Tiny. But okay, well, it's been a busy weekend. It's been an odd weekend. First of all, Nads, we always do a catch up. Welcome to Coffee Moaning. If you're new to the channel, do subscribe. This is a news digest. We go through the news our way. We decide what to do, when, how, stuff that's been bothering us. We know will bother you, and stuff that we just feel needs to be talked about. That's literally how we choose
to talk about it. So please hit the subscribe button. But it's only us, and we try to bring you stuff that maybe other channels, news channels, don't really want you to hear.
Now, of course, a lot of content over the weekend was knocked out of the way, just a bit of housekeeping, because of issues with my mum. Those issues are ongoing, and we thank you. I just want to say at this stage, thank you so much for all of your messages of support and help. It's a constantly ongoing situation, and I'll update you in more detail accordingly. But it meant that there was no Curly Cook of Croydon. There was no Saturday Moaning. But we did manage to do a Jeffrey Epstein live re-Trump on Saturday night, which has garnered a lot of interest, a lot of comments, a lot of people feeling quite released by the idea that we can maybe even start to talk about this. But on Friday, you had a really important
And we're going to be talking more about Epstein because Ghislaine Maxwell has spoken out. And we're going to be talking about there is a desire by some groups of people to have Superman.
No, Superman is Hamas.
Superman apparently is
Hamas.
Apparently it's anti-Semitic. We can't quite work out why, but apparently it's anti-Semitic. Yeah. So, we're going to be talking about that. So at the weekend, I just want to say how lovely it was to meet some of you that came to the Children Not Numbers event on Friday. And the midwife from Clacton that I met, I can't remember your name. You it was so lovely. We talked about hypnobirthing and it was just all lovely. And Farida, it was so lovely to meet you.
And Farida's asking you, does she qualify for a birthday song for turning a year older yesterday?
Of course you do. 1, 2, 3. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Farida. Happy birthday to you. And it was a really strange thing to say, isn't it, when we're gathering for such a sad reason. But it was a life-affirming evening in many ways because it was just so wonderful to be with everybody you knew in that room is feeling the same outrage and disgust and worry and fear. So and it was very supportive. And Dr. Miriam Francoise came and Miss Anne Harriman came, and that was a lovely surprise. It was really a lovely surprise. So it was beautiful. As I always say, you really help in getting those numbers up on Children Not Numbers Instagram account. So if you could follow them at Children Not Numbers, that'd be great, and comment on their posts and share their posts, and that really, really helps. So, yeah. No. And yesterday, we did a weird thing. We went in the evening to the gym on a
Yes.
Sunday.
Yeah, it was nice.
Right?
Yeah.
Now,
I broke my back almost.
it is a bit of a revelation. You would think, gym on a Sunday evening. But actually, we were back in time for Love Island. And it was so quiet, wasn't it? And we were all like, wow, we just feel ready for the week. I woke up today just more prepared, better week of exercise, better week of looking after myself. It was really good.
Was anyone else excited by Wimbledon? I wasn't at all.
Did you notice any of that conversation?
Yeah, I did. I thought it was really interesting.
Want to acknowledge what I
Well,
just
hang
said?
on a minute, you haven't stopped. I'm saying just...
No, about the gym. Did
Yeah,
you
I
feel
agree.
as you felt as well? That
Yeah, I did. I was nodding vehemently and I said, yes, wasn't it weird? What? Did I not respond accordingly?
Did anyone watch Wimbledon?
Well, because we
so
were at
weird.
a gym and I'd have thought of all the places that people would have been all around a screen. There was no one watching the tennis, and I just thought, isn't it weird? Sinner. I don't know who Sinner is. But anyway, yeah, no, it was lovely. It was really nice. It was an odd weekend. I mean, obviously, yeah, it was an odd weekend for me.
But anyway, to get on with business.
Okay, so just before we get into the kind of headlines here, the Gregg Wallace report has just landed, literally, and obviously all of the major news outlets are running with this. We talked about it last week. Really meaningful conversation around behavior, him blaming it on his neurodiversity. And we had a really interesting discussion. And I've had a number of comments. I've seen a number of comments land over the weekend talking about what a measured, balanced, and allowing for all kind of opinions conversation it was. So, so we talked about it a lot. It obviously resonated for a number of you. The report into Gregg Wallace's behavior has come through. It's been published today, though, again, not everything is in it. Report into Gregg Wallace's behavior upholds 45 claims against the ex-BBC presenter. The investigation verifies claims of inappropriate sexual language and one incident of unwelcome physical contact. So I think very much last week he was trying to get ahead of the news, inferring. It's a bit confusing because there's both the BBC report and then there's a report by the production company too. I can't work out whether it's the same report or not.
And it's only just come in. That's why we're not really prepared with it.
But one of the weird things that it does say in there is that, and a Deadline is also reporting this, that it refers to 11 other allegations about other people on MasterChef. It doesn't detail who, but of those 11 other allegations, 2 have been upheld, but the report fails to specify who.
Blimey, well, that's
weird.
all that's going to do is cause,
of course, it is,
everyone to keep guessing who it is.
It never ceases to amaze me how
ineffectual,
half-fisted so many of these reports are. I mean,
that's a good word. Half-fisted. Is that what your nan used to say?
It's kind of like you can't even create a fist.
Right. Is that what it means? I thought you meant one fist instead of 2.
But it might not be. I mean, she used to say it's so half-fisted, and I'd
just
be
the
like,
one fist.
Yeah. Well, and also you're not kind of doing.
No, I think that's probably more like it. Not fully fisted.
So anyway, so the BBC have stated in no uncertain terms he's not returning to the BBC. But of course, my heart goes out to all of the contestants in the latest or the last series of MasterChef, which is on the shelves at the moment. They don't know if they're going to broadcast it. So imagine if you won MasterChef.
Oh, God.
Yeah. Hedge witch, sick of autism being used as an excuse for inappropriate behaviour. Yeah. And I mean, lots of...
I know we did actually, on Friday, we had a good old chinwag about that. So if you want to catch Friday's episode... Actually, maybe we should take that bit out.
Yeah, maybe. The Sun, the story is landing everywhere. The Sun, it's just landed. We'll never work with him again, says the BBC, as Gregg Wallace report reveals substantial allegations over 19 years. So there you go. That's done. Report
and now we will
delivered.
See the rebranding of Gregg Wallace.
Yes.
He will go online.
Yeah.
He will make a
There
fortune.
is ham-fisted. My nan always used to say half-fisted, and I always thought maybe she meant ham-fisted.
I predict, as I did last year, he will go online. He will appeal to men like him that feel maligned and left out and left behind and picked on by, middle-class educated women.
It's funny you should say that. Look, Lucy Williams, Greg initially blamed women of a certain age for his behaviour. Then he blamed his autism.
Yeah, I'd forgotten about that until this morning when I remembered it. And so don't forget, there's a huge amount of men out there that feel the same way.
Yeah.
It always does amaze me when people say about me on Loose Women, and it's nearly always men, I can't stand her, she's so opiniated. And as I say to Mark,
it's like living with her. Fucking hell. Jesus Christ, if you can't stand her on the telly, I've got 23 hours of the day.
It's an opinion show. And last night, our girls, good feminist girls, were getting so pissed off on Love Island. They are a really out of touch lot, those boys this year. They kept saying, you keep piping up, you keep talking. They keep saying this to the girls. It's
I'm slightly disappointed that, not disappointed, but I feel the girls are taking more than I think they should. The girls are playing. The girls are playing into their kind of
absolutely.
Who's the guy who looks like sort of? He's got sort of. What's the Howard? The one who sits back and just says, "This is what I am and this is what I do."
Harry.
I can't stand Harry.
Yeah, that's what I do, babes. But at least I'm always truthful.
Yeah. Why are you on Love Island?
What I do is I usually do what I want to, and then I face it in the morning.
And does anyone think his girlfriend looks like Jessie from Toy Story?
So like a Helena.
Put a Stetson on her head.
Jessie.
And put her on the horse. What was the horse?
I should do that. I should do. Yeah. But so that's why I always say it's quite good to watch Love Island with your young daughters because you get great conversations out of it.
Yeah, I lie on the floor moaning and groaning, and then sometimes I'll get really riled, and it's really funny. I'll be like, I can't stand him. Why is he like that? And I look to the room, and I can see the girls looking at me and going, "Oh, do you like him?" And they're like, "Yes." I'm like, "Oh." I never know what to say.
Yeah, it's a great Love Island.
Bullseye. That's the name of the horse, exactly. Okay, let's talk about Epstein. Who wants to talk about Jeffrey Epstein? I. Distancing myself from Nadia here. Nadia is the one with the opinions. But I very much put my neck on the line on Friday. Mossad probably has a target on me if they vaguely know what's going on in this little tiny corner of the YouTube universe. And said, basically, Mossad is behind Jeffrey Epstein. In my opinion.
In many people's. That's always been touted as a conspiracy theory, hasn't it, from the beginning?
And my opinion, is that a genocide is happening because men of huge wealth essentially raped underage women and had sex with underage women.
Powerful men.
Powerful men. And so, in fact, the reason when we all sit there wondering why won't the leaders of the West actually do something, it's because otherwise, like a jumper with a thread, you start to tug one thread and the whole sorry saga of the West falls apart. I think it's why Keir Starmer looks like a rabbit caught in headlights. Donald. He's just fearful. It's why Trump is just
not because he was there.
No, not because he was there, because he knows that thread will unravel for every major Western, in inverted commas, democracy. I think the word democracy has become completely meaningless.
A joke.
Yeah, it really has. So we were talking about that on Saturday night. Lots and lots of dramas around this. But the latest piece of the puzzle is the idea that Ghislaine Maxwell, who's obviously the woman who's been imprisoned for there being no client list and
and she's in for bringing the girls in, going out, touting for business, bringing young, underage, impressionable girls in, having sex actually with some of them. There's just, I mean, this huge list of the most appalling crimes. And this is what we keep saying. If nothing happened, right, and all this was all the tapes are just downloaded pornography, why is she still in prison?
Yeah, why is she in prison? Well, it's
because if nothing happened and nobody was raped, which is what we've been told now.
Yes.
The tapes are only downloaded pornography.
Yes.
I don't understand why she's not already out.
No, and also someone asked very rightly underneath our live, do check it out. It's on the channel. We went live on Saturday evening. It was our last live. Someone very, very quickly sort of said, and what about the oddness of Virginia Giuffre passing away so recently? I mean, again, not suggesting there's a direct connect, but it does seem strange. It does seem strange.
Well, a lot of people have said under this post today, oh, crikey, is this going to be another suicide? Is she going to suddenly have a heart attack? But having thought about it a bit more, because I just saw the title first, and she says that she is prepared to
speak in front of Congress
about the client list. She said the Republicans haven't asked her and she is willing to speak. Now, if they are saying there is no list and nothing bad happened, won't she, if she then comes forward with the list, she puts herself back in the place of the person, right, of there actually being crimes.
Okay, so so Nad sent this through, and absolutely, this is right to be talking about. Ghislaine Maxwell says she's willing to reveal Jeffrey Epstein's client list. If you actually dig into this story, she hasn't said that. Her people have said that what Ghislaine Maxwell is keen to talk about is that not about the client list, but about where the money has come from and where the bigger story resides. Apparently, her people, her legal team, are appealing directly to Trump's people to get this hearing, to get her day in court, and to be asked some questions. Now, rightly, we all thought, brilliant, Ghislaine Maxwell, she'll spill the beans.
But why would she spill the beans? Because it means she'd just have to stay in prison.
Precisely. So I saw nothing positive in this. I see nothing positive in her having her moment in the sun, because all it will be is the cover-up. This is the cover-up. This is the start of the cover-up. She will not reveal any lists. She'll give something that's enough to kind of silence the MAGA, upsurge of frustration with Donald Trump.
But that will keep her in prison.
But it will be...
If they're saying nothing happened, and all she's got to say to get out of prison is, yeah, nothing did happen. It was just downloaded porn.
Yeah, and they might then just uphold it, and he'll say nothing happened. Let's give her a pardon.
Yeah.
This Ghislaine Maxwell.
Meanwhile, there are all these victims.
No, but lots of news outlets are talking about her day in court being a potentially great thing, and it will reveal everything. It won't reveal a fucking thing.
But also, Mark, can I just ask one thing, right? And I should have looked this up before. I'm just thinking about it now. We know Virginia Giuffre spoke up, but there were many other victims that have already spoken up in the past as well. So who did they say it was?
Well, and also there were other people who were not far more, but were as involved in procuring people as Ghislaine Maxwell. So,
No, but the girls that were raped, they will have the names. They know who they are.
Al-Zaran puts it very simply. She'll say there's no list to be treated favorably and let out early. If she was going to out all the monsters, she'd have done it already. It's another ploy. Absolutely. This is the cover-up. This is the cover-up about to start. I mean, like the cover-up hasn't already started. There needs to be a whistleblower.
But I'm sorry, okay. Really, really, who is going to fall for that? With the Trump administration, what they tend to do often is literally be standing there with their hand in the cookie jar saying, I haven't got a cookie. And it's worked. They just blatantly lie. They just tell them just terrible lies, and they get away with it. But with this one, because so much of the MAGA force was built on this, I just don't think it's going to work in that way.
No, I don't think it's going to. No, I see what you're saying. It's certainly not going to answer the queries and the doubts of people like Tucker Carlson and for whom, and he is hugely representative of swathes of MAGA who are like, hang on a minute, there's something fucking corrupt here. The problem also with Ghislaine Maxwell, let's not forget, guys, she is an Israeli operative. Her father was the most successful.
She's not. Her father was.
Her father.
But we don't know that she was.
In my opinion.
You could say, I wonder if.
Well, no, in my opinion. And her father, one of the most successful Israeli spy operatives who controlled and ran the Daily Mirror in this country. Don't pretend she's not going to go to court. She's going to nuzzle this in exactly the right direction.
Yeah, but it's not going to work. I just don't think this one can work in the way that all the other ones have.
If there are the photos out there, and if there is the footage out there,
there is.
Who is willing to reveal it? I mean,
there's still the women. And what about the lawyer that we saw yesterday, Epstein's lawyer, who says, I know who's on the list? Yeah, but
like someone else said, I was listening to, is it Luke, someone who's another kind of very young, very plugged in political observer on YouTube. It's like he said, everyone knows everything, but no one can tell anyone anything. What the fuck is going on? How can you have a system where a guy knows who's on the client list and no one can fucking access it? If he knows...
Were there any women from other countries? I mean, could they in another country say this?
I don't know. What, like an island? Like on the Epstein Island? Why doesn't someone fly there and announce it where there's no jurisdiction?
I think you're right, Dawn. I think it's going to be... We're probably not going to see a big reveal, but... My hope is this is what will finally be a drop too much with Trump.
Here's the thing. I'm not in any way a supporter of the America first at the expense of the rest of the world, smash everything up and just kind of leave everyone for dead approach. But if the America first thing is true, then they should be, all Americans should be outraged by how compromised America has become by Israel. I mean, really, you should just be absolutely disgusted, horrified. And I think that has very much crept into the MAGA base.
How much money goes out?
It's almost crept into the
pot into theirs.
It's almost crept more into the MAGA base than it has into the Democrats. The Democrats. They're outrageous.
They really are. They're another kettle of bananas, aren't they?
Anyway, so lots of people trying to make it as a good thing.
Can I just have a moment to just say the victims of these appalling crimes that for the last week have been really dissed over and over and over, really, by saying, I mean, even that Michael Wolff, he made me really uncomfortable the way he was talking about me the other day, you know, Trump's biographer. You know, and imagine this all again. They've got to be like doubted, and I think that's going to be where more truth will come from.
Maybe
it's from the actual victims, because my God, you'd be sick to death of it now. Because I really don't know. I suppose there were many of them that had anonymity, and maybe now they're not going to, or maybe they'll be even more scared. Because you can just go missing, can't you? You're good.
We're going to be following this story with every twist and turn. We're all waiting. Everyone in America is waiting to see whether the deputy head of the FBI actually pulls into his parking space and goes to work.
Because he didn't come in last week because he was so pissed off at it all.
So angry. So it could be about to erupt this week. But do you remember what I said on Saturday night? What will Trump do to distract? And what is the big news today? He's going to go live with an announcement about Russia. Is this man, so that the Polaroids of him with his pants down don't get out, about to declare war on Russia via Ukraine? Yeah, possibly.
Iran. What was Iran covering for? Oh, the starvation.
The genocide. Right. That's right.
Yeah.
So I just want to say,
Joe, that's a new name. Joe McKenna. Have you seen Joe before? Hi, Joe.
A really good show, Mark. First time I've ever agreed with Sean Hannity. It explains everything.
Welcome. I don't think we've ever read you out before, Joe.
Hi, Joe. Just to say, if you haven't, do subscribe. We're going to be following the Epstein story a lot. We follow Trump. We obviously keep advocating for Palestine and Gaza and throwing a spotlight on the horrendous hypocrisy and silence and appeasement of the West. Do subscribe and hit the notification bell.
And for people that are new here today, you might be wondering why some people have these little badges, and that's the members area. It's $1.99 a month, and you get extra content over there. And all our members have been stayed with us the whole way through, so it is worth it. And tonight we have the No Name Sunday show on Monday night, and we're really enjoying them. They're really fun. I want to start doing more jobs, because the door is still on the bins, guys.
We'll show you the door tonight, guys. It's such an achievement.
It's still there. But I'll have to fill you in on what happened just after the live later tonight.
Okay. So let's talk about Superman.
I'm going on a date with Maddie on Tuesday.
Oh, good. I'm really pleased. So Superman, the new film from James Gunn. Review is on the channel. Review is up there. If you want to click on it, check it out. It's a spoiler review, so maybe if you haven't seen it, don't do it. Don't subscribe through Apple, says Mile. Do it all through.
Don't do it all through. We didn't know they charge you extra.
Don't do it through the Apple.
Do not do it through
app. Okay, so this is the story. I've talked lots and lots, almost sounding like a broken record, talking about the fact that, and I say it in my review, that the Superman story, spoiler alert, but not really a big spoiler alert, it focuses on, a major part of the story is a highly weaponized, high-tech country, essentially kettling into a caged desert region, a population that has sticks and stones, and they are of color. I mean, the parallels, you can have a more redolent sort of parallels with the Palestinian Gaza genocide Israel situation, but they don't say that. And in fact, they go to some lengths to kind of distance that, possibly by calling the aggressive country, giving it a sort of Russian skew, a sort of Slavic, Russian kind of aspect to it. But lots and lots of people who've seen the film recognize that this is a film about a humanistic Superman, a humanistic, humanitarian Superman. And it's about heart rather than about brawn. And not surprisingly, lots of American MAGA Trump supporters are going, he's weak. There was one comment under the review saying he ends up most of the time on the floor being smashed to a pulp. This is a guy who's interested in heart rather than pecs and abs, which the former Superman gave us lots of. And I think the film is all the richer for that. It's not woke. He's not snowflake. It's the strength of being true to your heart. And I think it's an incredibly powerful film.
Hang on a minute. He is awake.
Yeah.
Don't remember, woke has been weaponized.
Yes, absolutely. So but Danny fucking Price, in his inimitable fashion, has used a really neat kind of device, his carousel on Instagram, do go and follow him, to share in the fact that some Zionists or people who support the Israeli policy of genocide have got their knickers in a twist and are seeking to have Superman cancelled. Now, bear in mind, the film doesn't overtly say that the aggressor is Israel.
So just sit with that.
So just sit with that. So suddenly people got very quick off the starting blocks trying to cancel it, which
nobody has said.
Yeah.
You can draw your own conclusions, but the film is not about Israel and Gaza.
But, okay, well, let's go to Danny fucking Price. Spoiler alert for the new Superman movie. Zionists are apparently...
People started following Danny fucking Price from our recommendations to say yes or no.
Zionists are apparently losing their shit over the new James Gunn Superman movie and calling it anti-Semitic. Accusations are confessions, says Mars. In James Gunn's Superman Legacy, there's a subplot involving two fictional countries, Boravia and Jahanpur, whose conflict closely mirrors the Israel-Gaza war. In Superman Legacy, Jahanpur is shown as a nation under siege and occupation and shows imagery of civilian suffering and humanitarian crises. Jahanpur is introduced as a poor, non-white nation under siege by Boravia's heavily armed military, complete with tanks, Humvees, and rifle-bearing soldiers, while Jahanpurian civilians flee with rocks and handmade flags reminiscent of what we see in Gaza.
Reflection syndromes just meet you.
The movie shows scenes highlighting the effects of warfare on Jahanpur's civilian population and images that again resemble scenes similar to what we are seeing in real-life Gaza. The story presents Jahanpur in a sympathetic light, with Superman seen protecting and or siding with its civilians. In one scene, during a televised interview, Lois Lane challenges Superman, suggesting Jahanpur isn't innocent. Oh, this is familiar. And raises concerns about civilian rights and potential terrorist threats, mirroring common Zionist talking points. Superman responds with this line. Now, bear this in mind. This line coming from a major blockbuster superhero film from Warner Brothers. This line, they don't need to be innocent to need protection. That gives me goosebumps, emphasizing the universal value of life over political labeling.
What a beautiful thing.
Boravia is shown as a US allied, predominantly white, expansionist nation aiming to displace native Jahanpurians, with its leader, Vasyl Gurkos, the guy from Triangle of Sadness, apparently resembling Benjamin Netanyahu, apart from his hair. In one scene, Vasyl Gurkos calls for a genocide and declares that every Jahanpurian must be eradicated. I personally can't see any similarities there, says Danny fucking Price.
Yeah.
Last time I checked, many Israeli leaders and politicians were literally using genocidal language on the regs and getting away with it. Now many Zionists and Israel supporters are calling Superman a legacy anti-Semitic and calling for it to be boycotted and or cancelled.
Who's going to see it this week?
Everyone go and see Superman.
Who's going to go and see it? We are not going to allow this film to be cancelled.
But
it's a film about... It's a film about fairness and heart, it seems. And a couple of people there, Sharon Carter, I think you might be new here. You said you wouldn't have gone to see it, but you're going to go and see it. Now, check out Mark's review.
Yeah. Or maybe watch it afterwards. But I mean, the spoiler is really about the politics of this. And, in terms of the end result of the story, it's quite hard to spoiler it against Sharon Carter.
Yeah, it's not one that's really going to be...
Please do watch it. And it has a nostalgic buzz to it as well. But there's another moment...
Mark really, really loved it.
There's also another moment in the film where at the Daily Planet, which, is the infamous fictional newspaper where Clark Kent, Lois Lane, romance, there's a moment where in an exchange they say, but Lex Luthor, the villain, has sold them and the American government have sold them X trillion dollars of weaponry. And they say, yeah, but they haven't paid for it all. So they are literally replicating the situation of, American finance and American weaponry supporting this country. It's astonishing. It's astonishing. Now, a number of people have sought to say, yeah, but Warner Brothers, there's, the point of the matter is...
Hang on, what about Warner
Well,
Brothers?
some people have said, oh, yeah, but there's Zionists within Warner Brothers and they wouldn't have allowed that. James Gunn has total control of this. He is the head of DC Films. It's been considered a box office hit.
But also the words are not said anywhere.
No, the words aren't said.
So if you recognise something, then that's up to you, is it not?
Yeah. So I think, and also it's great for kids. Kids don't need to know the politics. You take your kids, they can watch a kind of great superhero film in which a guy talks about matters of the heart rather than just matters of strength.
Oh, I'm really excited.
Yeah. Do
you want to watch it again?
I'll go with you, Maddie. Yeah, absolutely. So there you go. So actively don't boycott Superman. Go and see it. Tell people to see it. You know.
Yeah. Spread the word.
Okay. Do we want to do this?
And actually share Mark's review if you can as well, because that's another way. You know, there is resistance.
Yes.
People always say to us, how can we do more?
There's nothing sad about seeing film.
On Friday, we talked a lot about this with all the people that I was chatting with at Children Not Numbers. And resistance comes in many forms. So some people choose to boycott everything. Some people go on marches. Other people, like us, try and use our social media and communicate some of the stuff that you might not know. And whatever you can do in your lane, because for some people it's very dangerous to speak out, you know, and they're really worried about that. But you can do things like share a review for a film for Superman. Nothing wrong with that, is there? Nothing wrong with that.
No.
So, find your way to help those poor souls in Gaza.
As Farida says in response to MeTube, sorry, I can't find you. I wonder what the Siegel and Schuster estates think. Yeah, Warner Brothers. Brilliant that he's not compromised with it. Well, you see, yes, I mean, because a lot of people have said, but if you look at the corporate structure of Warner Brothers, you know, there's people in. Yes, I agree, which is what makes this all the more remarkable. Because what I think's happened here is of course, you can have Jewish people running companies that also see the horror for the horror for the horror. That has got nothing to do with Jewishness.
It's not Jewishness.
No, and we don't get
it twisted.
But I think what will have happened here is, and I'm not throwing all Americans under the bus here, but I do think there is a certain naivety in American cinema going, and I think personally that James Gunn has slipped this through because people haven't seen it. People will have watched it and not connected the dots.
Well, because you're only going to think that way if you
guilt.
think that.
If you're guilty, absolutely. Which kind of brings us back to, quite seriously, we've got in the title, Anti-Semitism in inverted commas normalized. This is a report that I find despairing, absolutely despairing. This is a report that the Telegraph, the Times, etc., are reporting, which has been conducted by the Board of Deputies of British Jews. And the suggestion and the accusation here is that anti-Semitism has now been normalized in middle-class Britain. A government-backed report has found. Now, when they say a government-backed report, one has to look at who's commissioned the report. And the people who've commissioned the report, the Board of Deputies of British Jews, do you remember they fired 3 members of the Board of Deputies of British Jews for being critical of Israel's policy in Gaza? I don't trust or believe that this report draws a distinction between criticism of Israel and anti-Semitism, which is why it's really important that in order to understand the increase in anti-Semitism, of which there will be, because Netanyahu has ensured that anyone who has an anti-Semitic bone in the body will go for it.
And this is what Jews across the world, millions of them, are shouting out, please, please don't, because anti-Semitism is on the rise.
Yeah.
And they put that at the feet, many of them, of Netanyahu.
Absolutely.
And like, people shouldn't get this twisted. This isn't about being Jewish. This is about Netanyahu's government and about Zionism. Yeah. And the two things are very, very different, you know?
And it's really important to say this. It
is not anti-Semitic to criticize Netanyahu and his government.
No.
People will have you believe that. And that's why so many people are scared to say a damn thing. People with huge platforms won't say a damn thing. Industries across the board won't say a damn thing. I would like a report on our government. And maybe we can all fund it on our government being unable to state what is actually happening. Because for me, that's Islamophobia.
Or you know, again, the huge debate around prescribing Palestine Action as a terrorist group. You know, 80 more activists were arrested over the weekend.
See that little old man, 86 years old.
Absolutely. You know, many people being arrested for supporting a now proscribed terrorist organization that was a direct action pressure group because they're anti the genocide, but still no action against the genociders. Still no holding a torch to the feet of the Israeli government. No calling in the ambassador.
Have we ever seen a headline of that in the Telegraph?
No. So
or a report on that?
So don't buy it. Anti-Semitism Normalised in Middle Class Britain says an organization commissioned to do the report that is completely pro-Israel. Can't trust it. Sorry, can't trust it. No. Just can't trust it. And in other news...
Get an outside body, and then we'll think about it.
In other news over the weekend,
But there is a rise in anti-Semitism, and there is a rise in Islamophobia, because what does the world like to do? The world likes to rule by dividing people. That's how it all works. Oh.
This is interesting. Strings of Peace. Haven't seen you comment before. Zionism requires anti-Semitism to carry out its aims. It relies on the exploitation of the collective trauma of Jewish people.
And we hear, and my God, I'm learning so much about that. Katie Halpin's show that she does with not Aaron Maté. What's his brother's name? Not Aaron Maté. Daniel Maté. There's some they're very, very smart people, extremely well read and informed, and they have some great conversations around that we couldn't possibly mirror. But they're good to have a listen to.
I just want to show this. This is a headline that I couldn't believe this headline when it landed over the weekend. Breaking news: IDF blames technical error.
Please.
As Gaza officials say children collecting water killed in strike.
Technical error. Are we all deaf, dumb, blind, and stupid? Well, yes, that's obviously what you think. When you give us these bloody excuses.
Well, and also that incredibly clever website News Cord, mindless journalism. The BBC reported this as this headline: Gaza officials say children killed in strike as Israeli military admits error. I love the way they break this down. The headline indirectly confirms Israel as the murderer, yet the BBC still adds the qualifier Gaza officials say, a nonsensical attempt to dilute reality further. The BBC uses admits, treating Israel's excuse as fact, no evidence required, and no room for the possibility that it was deliberate.
I love the way people dig into
Instant absolution. This is basic media studies. This is basic media studies. And when you apply basic media studies, even to the story we just did about the anti-Semitism normalized in middle class Britain, okay, well, you see the headline. Let's see who's conducted the research. You dig into it.
But they rely on people being busy and people having a million other things they've got to worry about. So just have a quick look and then it's in. It's in.
Michu, brilliant point, Michu. They can only say this once or twice because they also claim IDF is super advanced and doesn't make errors. Can't have it both ways.
The most sophisticated moral army in the world we've been hearing for how long now?
Absolutely shocking. Liam Cunningham, who was on the Madeleine flotilla, star from Game of Thrones, Palestinian, Free Palestine activist, posted this. They're doing the concentration camps now. Concentration camps, folks. Your silence is a permission slip. So don't forget, they have announced it. They've told us they're doing a concert. I've heard nothing. I've heard nothing from the government.
They've told us of every single thing they were going to do. They told us before. They highlighted it. They stood on stages. They said it on news channels. They bought multiple microphones. They did it in different languages, always done perfectly in, the Queen's English. Every single thing they have told us, and have you ever seen a more naked set of crimes?
Absolutely.
Naked.
Absolutely right.
And yes, let's have that report. Let's have that report on our governments about Islamophobia or whatever it is that is stopping you, an increase in Islamophobia because there is an ongoing genocide day in, day out, and you say nothing. But let's keep getting reports on just purely anti-Semitism.
Shilly says, Nadia, sadly, people do believe the biased reporting. I've listened to friends over this, friends I've had since school. People are not as analytical as we like to hope and assume they are. This is frustrating because some people are busy and don't want to look at it. Some people don't have the bandwidth for it. People who aren't analytical enough, what can you do about that? Should one stand in judgment? Does everyone have a duty to be more plugged in? Personally, I think you do. Personally, it's a difficult one, isn't it? Because I mean, I know people I can think of who don't want to be as engaged. I don't not love them, but it's frustrating because you think.
Yes, Alice and Barbara, seeing the news anchors squirm around those two words.
Oh.
Squirming.
What, concentration camps?
Concentration camps, genocide. I mean, practically every genocide expert in the world has now called it a genocide.
Apart from our government. Just on that, though, just again in the spirit, because we slam the Labour Party a lot. 60 Labour MPs outside of Jeremy Corbyn and Zara Sultana have written a letter to Lammy and to Starmer demanding action and statement and something to happen about this declaration of a concentration camp.
Will they just wait for people to forget about that, or do you think those MPs will continue to pressure and pressure and pressure for now? Because if you've done a letter like that, you're not just going to sit back and.
Have we seen? It's not in the papers. I'm not seeing it reported anywhere. It was over the weekend, very briefly, and then it sort of vaporized.
Well, post about that, guys, if you can.
Oh. Let's end with a lighter touch. This is a rather worrying fact in America. Survey finds that 7% of adults in the US believe chocolate milk comes from brown cows.
Oh my God, that's how we've got Trump.
This could speak to the lack of analysis that you were mentioning. What it feels like when the Wi-Fi is down for longer than 10 minutes. And I'm now going to show you a clip that is one of mine and Maddie's favorite clips ever. This is an Australian politician, and it's less about what exactly he's saying at the beginning.
Oh, I love
this. But wait for the handbrake turn in tone and mood.
Oh, this is so good.
This is sensational.
You know, people are entitled to their sexual proclivities. You know, I mean, let there be 1,000 blossoms bloom as far as I'm concerned. You know, but I ain't spending any time on it because in the meantime, every 3 months, a person is torn to pieces by a crocodile in North Queensland.
What are you talking about?
I mean, you know, people are entitled to their sexual proclivities. You know, I mean, let there be 1,000 blossoms bloom as far as I'm concerned. You know, but I ain't spending any time on it because in the meantime, every 3 months, a person is torn to pieces by a crocodile.
Only in Australia is that a sensible sentence? Is a person's torn to pieces by crocodiles? Just that reversal. Is that his name? Big Les. Oh my God, it's hysterical.
Big Bad Les.
Big Bad Les. Guys, subscribe, follow us. Members, we'll see you tonight for the No Name Sunday show on a Monday, and other content will be landing too. We've got a funky How to Stay Married coming this week. You guys love the Aussie humour memes. Definitely look up Pauline Hanson memes.
Pauline Hanson. Pauline Hanson. We've never ever got a damn pen. Nobody does a 45-minute show.
Christopher Condor. Hi, Chris. Hi, Chris. Bob Catter, only here in Australia.
Hang on.
Yeah.
Hang on.
Who is it? Pauline Hanson.
Pauline Hanson.
And you may have noticed, all of you as well, that Rosie O'Donnell, Donald Trump, is trying to get D. What is it when you make someone no longer a citizen of a country? D whatever. She's, the comedian is critical of go and follow Rosie O'Donnell if you want to see someone really, really attacking Trump. It's quite
She's not afraid.
Okay,
it's guys. It's the fear that allows everything. We must not be afraid.
Exactly. All right, guys, have a lovely day. Thanks for all of your comments, all your thoughts.